Good morning. All right, well, I guess that's a pretty good transition. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 20,000, 21,000 actually, foreign exchange traders. Yeah, we gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance because trading is risky. Not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Guten Morgen, my name is Wayne. What do you want to do? You should just ask questions down here in the chat. I guess it's over here. In the chat, ask questions. Squeaky wheel often gets the grease. Let me know how I can help. I am a servant in our relationship. So tell me what you need. Technicals, fundamentals, trader psychology, other things related to trading. There's a lot going on in this world of trading. And it's not just Forex. We can also cover gold, oil, and Bitcoin. Yeah, we're definitely going to do that. Nice. All right, well, let's move on. We're going to use 3 or 4 different tools. Okay, I use the Trader's Way MT4 trading platform. They're an ECN, and that's what you're looking for. That's a type of technology used by brokers, and it's the one that you want as a trader. So you want an ECN. You can find one. There are many. Well, there are not many. There are a few ECNs. Trader's Way is one, and that's the one I recommend. The training and the techniques that I'm going to use are found at Investor Bootcamp. Yeah, you read that right, $88 per year. Some of the information that I'm going to use today is found at QuantBox, which automates your your fundamental analysis. Does so, right? In logical ways. Retail positioning, institutional positioning, seasonality, technical trends, economic data like GDP, inflation, unemployment rates. It's all calculated. Yeah. So the decisions I make are very often logical. Other tools, I may use TRADARS. Yeah. And it does technical analysis for me. Let me show you what it looks like. Boom. Stuff like that. That's all automated for me. See, I'm inherently lazy. So I want to automate everything, fundamentals and technicals, so I can just do the fun stuff like trading. Cool. One of the things that I'm looking at fundamentally is buy a dip on gold, and that might be happening right now. So if I were me, I'd be watching this on my favorite time frame. And maybe later today, for example, if I'm going to use gold on this time frame, maybe I'll see something like this. And the buying opportunity would be somewhere in here. You guys like trading gold? Gold! Yeah. So that's the tactical plan. The strategic plan is just this. Yeah. Easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, let's do some oil. Okay, I was long oil, and it looks like the hurricane has missed the oil production and refining areas of the United States. So that big rally that we had over a quite long period may be over, but we are at a buying price right now. The buying price being here. Okay. And so, yeah, the next one would be down there. So if you wanted to be a bull on oil, yeah, you're already about, you're a little bit late. Yeah, you're a little bit late. Okay, but anywho, that might be interesting, huh? All right, so gold and oil, maybe like silver, poor man's gold. Okay, so what you do is you look at that. Cool, you drop into a smaller time frame, and you decide, do I buy it now? Or do I buy it now? Or do I buy it now? Or do I buy it now? That's what's going on right here. Remember that investor boot camp I showed you? That covers day trading and swing trading. And that's what's all set up here. So, you know, if you're a day trader, you know that that's an important line in the sand. Yeah. By the way, I forgot to mention my my guess on politics. Here's my guess for politics. It's going to get very interesting. American politics. Yes, Joe Biden's going to step down. Kamala Harris is going to be the one running for president because she's vice president. She's on the ticket, so she can use all the money that's raised without having to do anything. And Michelle Obama is going to be her running mate. And to make things interesting, on the Republican side, Trump will be nominated and his running mate will be Trump Jr. So it's going to be Trump 2024. Yeah, so it's going to be Trump and Trump Sr., Trump Jr. versus, Harris Obama. Yeah. Wouldn't that be great? Trump 24. Yeah, Vice President Obama. Yep. It would be amazing, right? Eskimo Maniac. Trump Jr. What? Hey, yeah, wouldn't it be awesome? Yeah. Yeah, wouldn't that be interesting? So anyways, let's get back onto it. So we're at support, but if you're a bull and all that kind of stuff, well, you need to be eyes on the prize right here, huh? Yeah, what do you think? You going to do it? Okay, so right now you're just thinking, are you going to buy a dip or not? That is not bearish. No. If you were going to be a bear, you should have been up here at 31.31. Down here is not bearish. Whatever. So set it up and knock it down. Take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin earlier today was quite down. Last night we were talking about it coming down to 52-ish, maybe even a little bit lower, and it never really quite got there yet. So maybe there's one more hurrah off this 4 hour. Okay, and we get down to target. And if we hit this zone early, and I'd say, 8th or 9th is early in the month, then you could set up a counter trend trade. Okay, so I'd still like to pick it up around 50, drive it up to 63 to 65. What do you stink? Smell like a plan? Okay, could be a rabbit, could be. So we'll see how we're going to play. The big number today is at 4 hour 21. The other one is basically the same, basically the 55, roll reversal, where it goes a little higher and then it comes down. It ends up being the same, only different. All right, gold, oil, Bitcoin, that just happened. How about the S&P 500? This reminds me, if you're in my Council of Investment Advisors, we are meeting today for a portfolio performance review at noon. Yeah. Okay. So we are going to crank through the numbers. And it's stupid. The numbers are so good, they're stupid. The Sortino ratio went above 5. At some point it hit 8, but now is down to, last I looked, like 7.5 Sortino ratio, which is, 2 is good. So 7.5 to 8 is, I don't know, doesn't make any sense. So we'll go through that. We'll go through that today. It's good stuff. Good stuff. It's really good. Ask anybody. All the experts say it. Very smart people, by the way. Let's do you guys, how many people here like crypto? Do you want to do a little more than Bitcoin? Do you want to do Ethereum, Litecoin, something like that? How many people here want some crypto? Ripple, of course. Peter's been on Ripples since it was 7 cents. Okay, yeah. Well, all right. Let's do some crypto. Yeah. Okay. You know, Richard, when somebody says it's going to go to 6,000, that is so meaningless to me that it's obviously a guess. 6K? Now, if the guy said 6,072, then I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. I wonder how he got that number. But 6K question mark? Yeah, not interested. Pass. Sorry, I have data. I don't make things up. Sorry, I don't guess. But that's me. Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly, right, David? Like 59.86. I'm like, ooh, really? That sounds interesting. And then I go figure it out, right? But 6K? And if it, well, yeah, why not 7? You know, it's like the end of the Talladega Nights. If you ain't first, you're last. Well, that doesn't make sense. You could be second or third. Well, hell, you could be fourth. Why not 7K or 8K? Yeah. Sometime between now and 2050. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways. I mean, come on. You got to make it fun or challenging, right? Like, anyways. We'll start with Ether, Ethereum. Okay. And, okay. Bottom. Okay, so notice that earlier we noticed a double top, and then I did the neckline for you. What does that mean? When we breach this zone, that's where you're out, or if you're Canadian, out. Okay? Okay, you see what I'm talking about? So now you zoom in and it makes total sense. Now, are you a bull? I don't know what you are. Okay, now hopefully you do. Okay, if you know what you are, then you know what the trade plan is. Okay, guess what? If you are a bull on Ethereum, then this was a buy. Now, you can still commit to buying like a little dip here. Okay, but the thing is, you should have been ready, willing, and able down here on a smaller time frame than the 4H. The next thing is your assumption is it's going to go to the top. And then your third assumption is probably higher. Now, if it goes lower than this and you're a bull, it doesn't mean you can't be a bull. It means you should just walk away for a while. Take a break, son. Take a knee. And we could fart around here for a while and fart around here. And then later on, we're back to the game on idea. But you'd have to wait. So down doesn't mean an out, right? So out, okay, down doesn't mean out, low means out. So right now we're sideways, and the idea is it's going to move sideways forever. Okay? Oh yeah, this is just technical analysis. And you know, my knowledge is fairly basic. So I did take a course at MIT on crypto. There's also the element of how much I remember. But the way I break it down for me personally, and for anyone that specializes, you know, in crypto, this is very amateur hour. But I look at Bitcoin as something that was designed to be as close to money as possible. I'm going to put money there. I don't actually believe it's money, but for the sake of argument, this is how I think of it. It was designed to try to emulate some of the aspects of money. Okay, great. And then you have Ethereum. And I guess amateur hour for anyone that specializes in crypto, but for people that don't know anything about crypto, then this is helpful. Okay, this is a platform. Wait, what? Okay. Think of it almost like, how are we going to say this? It's a technology in which applications are built upon. Sort of like your phone is either an Apple or an Android. Well, what is that? Well, they are different platforms using different technology, programmed in different languages, but ultimately give you some sort of outcome. You can run applications on top of your iPhone or your Android operating system. So in a way, you can think of Ethereum as an operating system, and then there's all these developers building stuff on top of Ethereum. So there's like a use case. So, you know, so what I'm trying to put here is the crypto and the use case, right? Bitcoin doesn't do anything else but try to replicate money. Okay? And then there's all these apps. Okay? Okay? That are other things you might be buying. You might be buying other things. But if they run on the Ethereum platform, then there's a use case for it. And so you're kind of buying that. Okay? So some of you guys are rolling your eyes and you're like, oh my God. Well, you know, again, for those that don't know anything about crypto, that might be helpful. Okay? All right. And when you get to other things, I know they do things, but I'm not an expert in what those things are. If you were going to trade some of these things, you should get to know more of them. So like, you know, ADA, where do we have that? All right. So this one was an interesting technology back in the day. So I don't even know, like, do people still use this? Do they still think the same way? But there was a time back, right? Well, yeah, but like what kinds of smart contracts, right? So there was a time I think it was about 3 years ago, when an American company got hacked. And surprise, surprise, the FBI, like 3 or 4 months later, says, hey, we found some of the money and we hacked it back. Because the hackers what do they call blackmailed the American company to say, well, pay us Bitcoin and we'll unlock your computers. So they did. And then the FBI came back and said, hey, guess what, everybody? We found a way to track that money back. Right? And we got the Bitcoin back, or half of it back. So I thought back then, whenever that was, I don't know how many years ago that was, but there was a way that Solana and I've forgotten the name. What's the name? Why am I can't think the name for ADA? There's Solana, and then there was this one. They used a slightly different technology in which you have more privacy on the blockchain. And I thought, well, right then and there, hackers are going to stop asking for Bitcoin and they're going to ask for ADA or something like that. Cardano, thank you. And this would rally up. And okay. So I don't know if people are using Cardano, right? I don't know if that's still a thing, but that's what its use case would have been, where not only it was secure, but it was more private, right? And Solana was similar. And they had, interesting people on their teams. I don't know if they're still on those teams and stuff. So a lot of things have changed over the years, but you can get into the weeds. And really, if you're going to be a trader of these things, you should get into the weeds. Okay. All right. So there's more to all of this than technical analysis, in my humble opinion. So I guess I'll mark this up as the big top. Okay. I'll mark this as a little top. And then based on that, you would expect a new littler top. And of course, you get the nice little roll reversal. And then this might be kind of bottoming a little bit. Okay, so, and that comes back really, let's just do it this way. Okay, all of that, I mean, that makes sense, right? Having it fall to this price makes sense technically. And so I don't know how I would want to trade this. You might be connecting it this way. That's not my favorite way to trade. Oops. AKA, I don't really draw this, but it's okay. Yeah. And I suppose if I were me, oops. Let it come into the apex and then break, retest the apex, and then break down. Because as we've seen, these use cases can depreciate. Okay. Monero, is that right? Okay, so anyways, so there's that. So, I understand ETH a little bit better, I think, and Bitcoin a little bit better. Like I said, I'd like Bitcoin to come down a little bit more, but if you're day trading, you got to look at that as a potential bid opportunity, right? Buy the dip at 57 and see what happens, jam your stop, right? Litecoin is cheap. It's cheaper than Bitcoin to move money around. But what is the direction? I mean, this is daily, y'all. And we're closer to the low end. You can see, you can track the bid ask here. This can get as low below 50, for example. This could drop to, I'd say, about 50, 45 to 50 cents, where it's 65. So we're not quite there unless you've missed it. So let's zoom in. Did we miss the 50? And then here's what this says. Based on the training course at Investor Bootcamp, right? This is the sell zone. This is the target. Okay? And if you hit this target, oops, I didn't do that. My mouse did that. If you hit this early, then you can come all the way back to here. What number was this? We got to 56. Not far off from a 50-ish. So that kind of makes sense. So you might get this. I don't know, right? Interesting. But this is right out of the course. Like, let me just summarize one of the 1 hour videos. This number here predicts this number here. If you don't know that, you don't know how to trade. It's just that simple. Like, you don't know that? How come you don't know that? Clearly, you should know that. Yeah. Yeah. And here's the other thing, like, this is Litecoin. Look at the accuracy of some of these things. This is the conservative target. This is the aggressive target. Okay, this is the re-entry. These are not random prices. This is the whole sell zone. It's very, very clear. If you don't know how to use these pivot points, you just don't know how to trade. And in particular, if you're going to trade Litecoin, and you don't know pivot points, you're going to lose money. I mean, that's it. You just discovered something amazing. Now, some people get really pissed off when I say things like that. But I have to tell you, I'm an entrepreneur. And as soon as I find out what I don't know and what I should know, I get excited. I don't get pissed off. Wayne, I don't understand finance, economics, or even how to use a spreadsheet. Go to Harvard for 5 years. You can fix that. But you could also go to Cambridge Community College. I mean, it does, but do it. Don't get mad. Oh, but it'll take me 4 or 5 years. Yeah, what's the problem? What are you, 95? I get the problem if you're 95. Right? Don't come at me. I'm in my mid-40s and I got wife and kids and a job. I can't go to school for 5 years and become an expert. What are you talking about? What a sob story that is, huh? Oh, yeah, that's terrible. Okay. So anyways, what else? We got to do Ripple. Okay, totally different market, totally different asset class, totally different use case. This predicts that. Okay? Sell zone. Okay? Look at the conservative target. Not random. Well, Bernd, I'm definitely a slow learner. So I took, I think, 3 classes on real estate, which is just finance. And all it is spreadsheet calculations, time value of money, and internal rates of return. Which project should you invest in, this project or that project? It's just math. You could be doing the same thing for bonds. Okay, yeah. So I found many different ways to use a spreadsheet, right? Yeah. Cool. So anyways, that's interesting, right? So Ripple's doing something completely different use case, but very clearly pivot points are being used. So, yeah, this is all Peter. The only one trading this is Peter, but we taught him well, right? Like, look at this price here predicts that price there. Yeah. I mean, stuff like that, it's just insanity, right? Yeah. When you hit this at that time of the month, it predicts that. Now, if it did this over here, it doesn't predict that. So it's like, here's the counter trend trade I teach. I only teach one, and that's the target of the counter trade. It's insanity, right? This is the sell zone. Right? Look at, this is the conservative target. This is the aggressive target. Yeah, we did it twice. It hit it early in the month, sets up a counter trend, goes back to here. That's the target. And then we do it all over again. There's the target for that. And like, whoever is trading Ripple knows how to trade pivot points. Okay, the one that didn't work, okay, this price here predicts this, but it only got to the conservative target. Yeah, that's so sad. Yeah, Sky Killer, I covered it 2 or 3 times last week. It had to do with the high, what I was saying is the path of the hurricane was going to be heavily influenced by the high pressure system above Southeast United States, in particular Georgia, where I'm from. Georgia! Okay? And we had beautiful weather all week. And it kept the hurricane south. So it basically hit the Mexican-Texas border, which is too far south, probably 200 miles south of where the oil and refining infrastructure is, at least 200 miles south. But it was only 30 miles across, so like it missed it. Yes, Sky Killer. Yeah, that's what I did. I think it was 3 times last week I covered that. And I'm not even joking. I was laying by the pool like a supermodel does. And I'm staring at the sky, and with, I got my Tom Ford sunglasses on, right? And anyways, my wife's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "High pressure system," because I can see the clouds changing. And this particular day, it went from cumulus clouds turning into cirrus clouds, right? And I'm like, ooh, high pressure system, right? As the day it was developing. And she's like, and I'm like, the hurricane's going to be low. Oil prices are going to come down. So I like, with like absolutely not joking, I'm staring at the sky and thinking about oil prices, because I'm tracking this stuff, in detail. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, interesting life, isn't it? Yeah. So let's zoom in on Ripple here. Our current top. Delete. Okay. Our current top is here. It predicts this price. And I'm not sure, is that a wick there? Let's go in lower. Yeah, Yeah. Yeah. So let me say it again. Okay, now we're on a different time frame. This predicts this price. Look at that. Wicked it, closed on the price. Wicked it, closed on the price. Wicked it, closed on the price. Okay? Wicked at the price, closed at the price, closed at the price. Well, in this case, really opened at the price, opened at the price. Like there is no doubt. And then there's no doubt in my mind that, and this might be the inclusion of institutional investors, that we didn't have this a couple of years ago. The accuracy here is insanity. Peter's like, yeah, it's now early in the month, which predicts what? Okay, this. Now, I'm a trend trader, so even though I understand counter trend trades, I very, very, very often don't take them. Why? I'm a trend trader. That's a counter trend trade. I leave that for somebody else. Oh, Wayne, you're not a real man unless you're on the bullish side and the bearish side of every price action move on every time. Shut up. Okay? Yeah. No. I stand for something. I'm either a bull or a bear, so I rarely counter trend trade. I trade in the direction of the trend. And if the trend fizzles out and sets up counter trades, okay, what do? Right? I might not be a smart man, but I know what a counter trade is. Mama, what's a counter trend? That's where your papa leaves his home office and comes upstairs. All right. Too much crypto? Was that enough crypto or too much? Please let me know in the chat. Stock market's open. Nazi. What should we look? Oh my God, look at the Dow. Huh? Skirt chasing, free basing, killing every villain. Yeah. Cray. Look at this. It's insanity. Thank you for the feedback, everybody. Did you click the thumbs up button? For YouTube, just tell YouTube, hey man, it's not terrible. That's all I'm saying. Okay, we can get into the skippity scalp. Do you skippity scalp opens? Okay. So we already got this going. Okay. Yeah. That's a tall order. Be interesting how low she goes before we know if it's going to continue mission or not. Often I don't like the big opens. I feel like it's somebody's pumping and dumping. Okay. So this is a price action type, day trading, intraday trading. Okay. No, Mahai, think of it this way. I have to double check the exact number of patterns, but just imagine 12. It might be 15, but there'd be more obscure patterns. It also doesn't track Fibonacci because that's not a pattern per se. It's a guess on price action. But as far as patterns, imagine there are 12 patterns that we know to be reliable. Okay, really simple, really boring patterns. But we know they work. Okay? And imagine now you only traded these patterns. Okay? You will become reliable. Maybe not profitable, right? But you'll be reliable because you're only trading reliable patterns. I don't know how good you are at trading, but at least you're only trading, right? But you also become consistent. Because you're only trading 12 patterns. Now, that's not enough. We all know it's not enough. This is why I'm folding everything together into one platform. Okay, I'm building a small business trading platform for you. So now you do your fundy bias. Okay, so now you have a bias and 12 consistently reliable patterns. And what do I mean by reliable? Well, let's say 1,800, nice mouse, huh? 1,841 times one of these patterns was seen, and it works 72% of the time. Like, no bullshit. Hardcore, provenly reliable. Okay, quantitatively reliable. Cool. Now, you filter because you need to filter. That's it. So QuantBox helps you with your bias, and then TRADARS helps you with your patterns. I'm going to put them together so that it's now part of one trading platform. So you can set your bias and then go like, okay, watch TRADARS for, so like, for example, gold is down today, but your bias might be, okay, bullish on gold. So you're a gold bull, price is down today. Okay, cool. Now, you watch TRADARS and you focus it on gold, and it's watching gold for these 12 patterns on 5, I think it is, time frames. Okay, 5 times. 5 times. Okay. Ha! Holy schnicker-schnocker. And now you sit around and you wait for what? You start to see different patterns on different time frames, bullish patterns. Okay? Now you go to your bullish charts and you start taking action. Okay? Cool. Now, where I think some of you guys go wrong with TRADARS is you turn your brain off. So you get something like this. Okay? And TRADARS says it projects out, right? Right? And you get, let's do some price action here. You get this, you get this, you get this. and you're here. Okay? And TRADARS tells you it's going to fall. So you sell it, right? Okay. Is that true? No. Why is that not a sell? What's the very, 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 very basic thing that is being overlooked? It's not even take profit. It's just telling you it's at the top of a channel, but what direction is the channel? It's bullish. Like, oh my God. Like, you can't. Oh, but TRADARS said sell. Really? That's as far as you can go? No! It's saying you're at the top of a channel, but the trend is up. So it's going to come down and you buy a dip. Like, dude, don't turn your brain off. Right? Don't turn your brain off. Okay? Okay? Yeah. When do you take profit? Well, either a breach of this, let's do that in, I don't know, purplish red. Here or here. Okay? So anyways, so to put all these things together, I mean, look, if you sell an uptrend, you just don't know how to trade. I mean, my gosh. Oh my gosh, right? So, all right, cool. So we just got to fix a few things. That's all. That's all right. I know how to fix you. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so that's, dude, just cray. Yeah, so I hope Treasury yields are coming down. Oh, that'd be so good. That's very, very exciting. All right, let's go to, should we do a dollar pair or exotics? All right. Asia Fade Eskimo Maniac. Okay, super easy. I even talked about this one earlier today. Okay. Very, very, very basic. Asia Fade. Okay. Down, 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 down. Okay. Fades up during Asia. London Open. Take it down. And now we've even hit profit. Super easy. Nothing to it. Basic level of trading knowledge. Let me give you a couple others here. Just focusing on Rand. Because everybody loves Rand. Okay? Okay, notice the Asia fade first. Take it down. There's the target. Missed it by 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Okay? Fades up during Asia. Take it down during London. Just barely missed target. Okay? No fade. No fade. Okay? The fade occurred, but we had news, obviously, on Friday, right? And then today, fade up through London. Front run the London boys. Take it down. Easy. Just super ridiculously straightforward trading. Same thing with the peso. Okay? I mean, look, Pegler and I were teaching this 15 years ago. Like, we're not making this stuff up, right? It's like, it's just how you trade. Down. Asia fade up, take it down. Okay. Friday was a news day. Asia fade, take it down. Okay. So Abdul, you're like, okay, so you're a dollar bull? Yeah, then you step aside and wait your turn. Super simple. Okay? Okay. For example, on a 4-hour chart, is this bullish or bearish? Bearish. Whoa. Whoa, but I have an opinion. I'm not interested in your opinion. Quantitatively, that is bearish. So if you're a bull, you sit and you wait. Until when? You get higher highs and higher lows. Now, when you get higher highs and higher lows, what it does is it changes the moving averages. Because imagine the higher highs and higher lows. So let's say this comes down here and then double bottoms and then comes here and then comes here and then comes here and then comes here. And at this point, if you want to be a bull, I'd give you permission. And you would be trading a trend. Now you can try to front run all of this and say, well, this is a buy zone. Okay, and it's going to double bottom. Okay, yeah, but now you're throwing out guesses. There are ways to do it, of course. And if it comes down here and then, okay, then you can probably get in sort of here with the anticipation that we're going to work our way up here. But all that's now alpha. When to get in as a bull. But you cannot, right? They're like, under the rules of engagement I teach, there's only 2 things a bull can buy, Abdul. Do you know what they are? There's only 2 situations. See, what most people do is complicate the heck out of everything. I say there's only 2 situations you can buy as a bull. And one of them, I don't even like that much. So now you get to like, there's really one, kind of 1.5, okay? Do you know what they are? I'll give you the 2. It gives you some flexibility. Jim's perfectly correct. Okay? I can buy a double bottom. Or I can buy a higher low, which would look like this. Okay? So really, I could buy here if I wanted to. That's very aggressive. In fact, that's not quite right. Let me move that slightly. On a smaller time frame, I could probably buy it here. I could probably buy it here. And I can probably buy it here. Now, these circles that I'm drawing in black are my guesses on where they would occur. Okay? Now, you know, I don't love this one. Okay? And I may not even love this one. Okay? But that one, oh, faux show. Don't give me M3s and all this crap. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. And by the way, you do not buy M3. Now, you might be thinking M2. Okay, no. M2 is not a buy. It's a price. We don't trade prices. We trade patterns. And then in the patterns, there are reversal patterns and trend patterns. And there's a couple other, but let's just keep it simple. you're a bull because it's right? Because there's macroeconomic reasons. And you buy because it's trending up. If it's not trending up, by and large, you're a degenerate gambler. Oh, I think it's going up. Who cares what you think? It's either technically going up and you're buying dips, or you're amateur guesser. I know I'm being brutal today, right? Yeah, I'm being brutal. But I gotta make an impact. Okay? I know most of you are here every day for years, but what if somebody new comes in and this is their first video? I might only have 30 minutes of their life and I need to make an impact. So if I'm a bull, because this goes back to somebody, Abdul said, I'm a bull. What do you do with Mexican peso falling? First of all, I never buy this. I never, ever, ever buy this. Because the carry cost is extraordinary. Okay? But if it was anything else, I only sell this. Okay? But Abdul says bullish. Okay. I can only buy if it's trending bullish. For example, you may have bought this and lost money or broke even. I'm okay with that. Because you would have argued, if I was your boss and I said, bring your trade plans in and I want to review this trade. And you explained it to me and I'm like, oh, I get it. Okay, that's fine. It's a higher low. Okay, moving averages on the 4 hour were up. This is fine. It lost money. I don't care. Okay. Yeah, David's like, yeah, the carry. On peso and rand, it's extraordinary. So I never, ever, 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 ever buy this. But if I did, it would be a day trade. You'd have to close it before rollover. Now, the prime reason anybody trades this is the carry. But it's also the flow of capital. Okay? Money flows to Mexico. American companies want to invest in Mexico to increase their nearshore supply chain. They also want to access cheaper workers. So money flows. Investment flows to Mexico. Also, about $2.5 billion a month moves from the United States to Mexico near the end of the month. We call that remittance. It's, again, something I've been teaching for probably 10 or 15 years. And so, to me, in my mind, the flow of capital is to Mexico. I don't know if a lot of Mexicans invest into the United States stock market. I don't know. I don't know how many Mexicans send money to their American relatives. I don't know. Probably not that much. So to me, it flows the capital flows south. So what about when it's going up? Does that mean people are buying? No. The flow of capital is stalled out for some logical reason. So my job is to wait until, based on my rules of engagement, we can start entering this market. And it's only to the south side. There it is. Okay. Cool. And if it goes up, I'm out. Up and out. What does this chart say? The chart says sell zone, So under my logic, if I'm a bear, and I am, and it makes a lower high, in particular around the sell zone, then I can start looking for day trade short. You see how simple and organized this is? When I integrate QuantBox into TRADARS, you are going to be the happiest trader in the world. Because your life is going to be clean and organized. Okay? Your trading is going to become clean and organized. Your decision process is going to become clean and organized. So if I'm a day trader, so let's go into a 1 hour. What does it mean? Sell the pullback, sell the rip. Okay, this is the sell zone that we were talking about. Okay, cool. All right, so what do? Okay. Well, as soon as you got the lower low, now you sell a lower high. This is the guesstimate, but it kicked off the moving averages. Here's your Asia fade. Okay. There's Friday's. Okay. Friday's volatility. But now we're back to just clean and organized again. And look at, right, if you don't love pivot points, that's cool, bro. Notice the moving averages engaging here. Okay. It's beautiful. It's just killer, gorgeous, incredible. Just lovely price action. Okay? And guess what? You're like, okay, Wayne, this is all after the fact. Okay. Oh, I've never heard that before. Okay, let me tell you the future. If it makes a lower low, sell it off of there. Either the moving averages or tomorrow's sell zone. That's why it's on the chart. Like, okay? Not complicated. And if it starts making higher highs and higher lows, I don't buy this. So I'm out. I don't buy this. Is this bullish? No. Can I sell it? Uh-huh. And based on the pivot points, what's the monthly target? Yeah, we're back down to 16.5. Great. Is there room to breathe? Yeah, we're at 18. Great. Not a problem. Oh my God, it's so wonderful. I have to go because today's our CIA meeting in 2 hours. The Council of Investment Advisors has learned how to construct and manage a portfolio of stocks and treasuries. In the same way that I advise charitable endowments. They are becoming professionals. And my track record is their track record because we made all the decisions ourselves. In our very first meeting, they invested $10,000. I had $50,000 in the account. And they invested $10,000. They invested $10,000. It's real money. It's in a Wall Street firm. It's in my corporate pension fund. It's like a legal tax-deferred structure. Like, it's not just some demo account and we play with some ideas. They're investing real money in real assets. They see the portfolio. We're going to spend probably about 90 minutes today talking about some pretty significantly important and complicated macroeconomic data. And not just macroeconomic, but like performance analysis and alternatives into the portfolio. But the other side of it is going through the portfolio Okay. There's no coupon code Sunday. And Sunday, I did get your email about the processing. You're being rejected. Look, it's all run by Stripe, which is the leading credit card processor in the world. And so if you're a credit risk to them, I can't do anything about that. And it may not be your fault, but if you're a risk, you're going to be a risk to everybody. So I don't know what it is. And so you're like, is there another way? There's no way. Unless you're going to pay for the entire year in advance, I'll accept crypto for that and I'll go in and manually do it. But I can't manually take care of your account. I can't do my laundry. So to manage your account for you, I can't do it. And somebody else too sent me an email recently, and they're like, I sent you an email and I told you to cancel my account. You didn't do it, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a crap. It's self-serve. Log in and cancel. If you don't log in and cancel, I will have to charge $500 more a year for every single person if I need to manage your accounts for you. Right? So it's self-serve. Just cancel. You don't need to call me, email me, send smoke signals. If anything, lots of people, if they do cancel, send me a thank you letter. But I can't manage your account for you either. So so Jim's like, hey man, if you're being blocked because you're in a high risk country, I can't do anything about that. And I can't do it monthly, right? Like have you crypto me $100 a month and then I go do, no, I can't do that either. Okay. All right, cool. What else was I saw a different code. Yeah. So is there a coupon code? No, but I just wanted to say Sunday, I did get the email, but there's nothing I can do, unless you want like an annual subscription, which actually I'm creating right now for the new TRADARS. I'm going to try to do it this week. But we won't have a full real launch until September, but at least get that in there, and then I'll manually make sure you guys have access to everything. So you can email me about that if you're interested. Bernd wants to know, I think what you're saying, CIA. Well, the portfolio construction and management will be perfectly acceptable for European or non-U.S. Investors, because the focus is on the portfolio construction and management. And many, once you learn, so you take a training course and then you watch the first lecture. So it takes about 15 to 18 hours to prep. So there's lots of learning. But these meetings that you come to, so we do performance review, portfolio performance review once a month. And then every Fed meeting, we actually make new investment decisions. We rebalance, we rotate, we allocate. And would this be applicable to those outside the United States? Oh, yeah, for sure. Could you make the exact same investment? Yeah, probably. Yeah. Would you receive the same tax-deferred benefits of my pension fund? Oh, I don't know anything about that. Probably not, because wherever you're from would have a different tax structure completely. Yeah. If you owned your own business in the United States and you were making $200,000 to $300,000 a year, I can make you a multimillionaire doing what we do. Yeah. That's not bad. It's not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal. I'm telling you, if you made $300,000 a year as a small business owner, now you'd have to structure your company and set up a pension fund and do all this kind of stuff. But yeah, So actually, down the road, maybe in 5 years, I'd like to do that for traders that are making $300,000 a year. I can set you up like an internal fund. This pension fund that you would have will make you a millionaire. Then I'd like to set it up for small business owners that are running, a good profitable small business, probably killing it, making 5, 6, 7, 800,000 a year, being an electrician or a plumber. But you got 5 vans out on the road and all that kind of stuff. So you're making good money, but you're not sophisticated and you don't have all of this stuff set up properly, and you're not saving properly. And of course, beyond that, it needs to be invested properly. And you're like, Wayne, I don't know anything about that, but when I'm 65, I don't want to do plumbing anymore. I want to retire. Like, I want a pickleball, right? I'm like, cool, bro. I got your back. Yeah, that kind of stuff, right? Like, that's going to be fun. And so what we're doing is we're setting that up. Yeah. So if anybody wants to run a charitable foundation, if anybody wants to save for retirement, if anybody wants, oh my God, the CIA is extremely important. And then imagine one day you want to start your own fund. This could be a track record you can lean on. You're like, well, I was part of an investment council for a pension fund that's returning 50% more than the stock market average with 50% less volatility, earning high income. You're like, dude, this is your track record. Is that worth $200 a month? Yeah. Anyways, so we're going to have our meeting today, and it should be a fun one, because the premise at the very beginning was, can a retired person live on this fund? And the second point of it is, can they live on this fund without actually selling any of their stock? What does that mean? You put $1 million into this account. Can you live on it full time? Live on it. And at the end of the year, still have your $1 million, which means imagine you live for 25 years on your life savings. And when you die, 100% of your life savings is still there. Can we do something like that? Can you imagine you're drawing down an account for 25 years, but you never spend the money? Is that even possible? And so I'm going to run through, I'm going to show the CIA today exactly between, from the start date till now, what would have happened for the retiree. And it's cool. It's extraordinary what we've achieved in 9 months. Yeah. So if you want to learn, the site sucks like you wouldn't believe. I just haven't had time to invest into making it pretty. So don't worry about it being ugly. Don't worry about it. It's ugly. Wayne, it's ugly. What do you care? Okay. I didn't even put a video there in 9 months. Yeah, well, I've been busy. So anyways, join. This looks terribly complicated. This is the one you want. See, I even throw in Investor Bootcamp for free. You save $88. Okay. So there you go. I mean, dude. So what some people do, of course, is just follow along and do this in their own retirement account. That's between you, your bartender, and God. And of course, what I mean is your mother-in-law. Yeah. So anyways, that's up to you. I don't know your tax situation and income levels and all that. So, but I'll teach you how to construct a portfolio. So got to go because we have a killer meeting at noon and it's going to be fun. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. And if you could, can you click the thumbs up button on the way out? Would you please do that? Give it a like. It's for YouTube, not for me. Cool. See you soon. Hey, Sophie. What's up, Sophie?